Hari Om, Jagdish ji.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Namaste. Namaste, Jagdish ji. How are you?
Namaste. Let me move my laptop somewhere else.
Namaste, Jagdish ji.
Namaste, namaste. Let's give one more minute. Okay, Hari Om, Namaste. Let's start with the prayers. Om Gajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Mahārnisham Anekadantam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Atha Maheshwara Sutrani Ayevun Riluk Evong Ayauch Ayavarat Lan Nyamangananam Jabhanya Ghadadash Jabagadadash Kapha Chatata Chatatau Kapai Sashasar Hal Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani. Looks like somebody is scribbling something on the board. Can you see my screen? One of you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes, we can see you, and we can also see the scribbles on the board.
Oh, who did the scribbles? I don't know. And is the screen big enough, or do I have to go to full screen? Is this big enough to read?
Yes, we can read.
Then we will go back
Yes.
to the textbook. Any questions, by the way, on what we covered? Okay, that you can read, but I don't know about the textbook. I think I can make it bigger. Okay, so I think we are done with page 3. Let me see, we can make it bigger. Oops.
Can you hear Jagdish?
Yes, I can.
I have a question once you are done with your.
Okay, I tried to make See, this horizontal scroll bar is so small. Okay. Yeah, what is the question?
So the question is, the Maheshwari Sutrani, do you think we should get it memorized?
Yes, we haven't come there yet, but you should memorize.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll do that.
Okay. That is something you have to memorize, and that is no big deal. There is nothing new there. It's the same alphabets or the aksharas arranged in a different way. And will be necessary, especially when we go back to Sandhi and some introduction to Panini Sutra. Because how come it is so much echo? Can everybody please mute your microphones? Okay. Okay, that's good. Now I don't know how to get rid of this. This.
If you click on the left, on the left-hand side of your screen, called annotate.
Annotate or eraser?
You click on annotate. And there'll be eraser if you can, or you can use that one too. I don't, that should.
Yeah, I don't see any annotate here, but let's see eraser if it works. How come eraser didn't come?
No, it is not your screen.
Mahodaya, the one who did the scribble has to remove it.
Yeah, I don't know who did the scribble. Or did somebody log on and
move the mouse?
It's playing with the after logging on.
Well, nobody can share the screen unless you give them authorization to share the screen. So it's more likely that you're sharing two screens, one with the scribbles and one with the...
No. I didn't use this scribble at all. And that green is not my favorite color anyway. So I would choose that. And we are chanting the prayer, and that scribbles came one after the other. Okay.
The other option is to everybody get out and then come back again, and it will go away.
No, that is. Let me see whether I share different screen. Where will I get that? Where does the Zoom, other things on the Zoom go?
One thing you could try to do is to maybe stop sharing the screen and then
start to share
the screen.
Yeah, now that's what I was looking for. Let me say new share. Let's share just a book. Let's see if the scratching goes.
Yes, it went away.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, whatever happened, we are on the right page. Now, this I think is big enough, and hope I may not have to share anything else. So we're getting back
Jagdish Mahoday, can you close the screen? We see the dialog box, save as.
Oh, you do? Where is that?
Yeah, I'm seeing the files.
Yeah, dialog box to cancel and choose a different folder. I think it is trying to save your scribble.
Oh, where is that?
Mahodaya ji, you had a prompt and you clicked save, and that's why it brought you to this thing. You can just cancel the save thing and go back.
Did it go now?
Can you do escape? Maybe it will go away. Escape key. Can you?
Escape. Okay, did escape. Is it still there?
It is still there, Mahodaya. Maybe you can stop sharing altogether and then
See, there is, I minimize this screen. There is nothing behind this. Nothing behind the.
So you can maximize. It is actually the PDF. It is you have ESG V2 PDF. That's
Okay.
what it is
I
showing us.
maximized it. Did it go now?
No.
Because it is full screen now.
No.
It's full screen. Because I don't see that behind my OneNote window. See, I minimize my OneNote window.
Can you
And
minimize all your screens, Mahodaya? All your
yeah, I minimize the window and I don't have anything behind. Okay, I have only Zoom window and the Zoom, the mute, stop video, that bar. Other than that, I don't have anything on my screen.
Can you
And
try Alt and Tab
Alt and Tab.
together?
Alt Tab. Okay, I did. Oh, there's so many things.
You probably opened so many windows there. You may want to close whatever you didn't want to share.
Yeah, but I don't see those windows in the behind. Okay, let me close that. Close this Zoom. What happened now?
Still we see the same.
Still we have that.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm seeing the files on the computer.
I am not seeing it to close it.
I'm seeing
It says choose a different folder.
Jagdish ji, are you sharing your entire computer?
Yes.
I think you're sharing a screen, a particular window is showing up only.
Okay, let
Share
me.
the entire machine. I think there should be an option. At the bottom, you see share screen.
Yeah, share screen.
And now you say share the entire
Okay,
entire window rather than one window.
Let me. Okay, what happened now?
Yeah,
Yep.
Now it's coming up, but you just have to maximize the window and then it should be okay. Yeah, got it.
Okay. I still don't know where the Explorer screen is behind. I don't see it. Anyway, this is what we want. So we talked about the sthanas, and I think we stopped at this so-called Shiksha Sutras. Because Shiksha Sutras, there are 11 Shiksha Sutras. And actually, Panini wrote a one of the 5 books of Panini's one is on Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma. And it has more sutras, but these are the basic ones defining the sthana for different letters. If there are no questions on that, they're pretty obvious, and we have repeated that several times. So let's go to the other parts of pronunciation, other aspects of pronunciation. So the first one is sthana. The second one is prayatna. Prayatna is effort. Okay. We have discussed all this also in detail a couple of times, but now we are going by the book in the same order. So the efforts or prayatnas are of 2 types, internal and external. Okay. So the internal efforts are called, in Sanskrita, they are called abhyantara prayatnaha. Prayatna is singular, prayatnaha is plural. Abhyantara prayatnaha is internal efforts, bahya prayatnaha external efforts. Let's see what these internal and external efforts are. Internal efforts are made before the pronunciation takes place. Something happens in our voice system to enunciate that sound. Okay. So there are 5 types of internal efforts according to how the points of articulation or the sthanas are closed or opened. Okay, so there may be full open or full contact, closed or half open. So those efforts that happens internally within the mouth or our voice system are called internal efforts. Okay. And the swaras and vyanjanas, all the aksharas, all the varnas we talked about till now, they depend on sthana as well as effort. Okay. Sthana we already know. For each of the varnas, what the sthana we already studied. Now about the effort. So the first one about the internal efforts, the first one is called contacted. The Saṁskṛta name for that is sparshaha. These letters are called sparshaha, okay, or the contacted ones. Now here, here there is real contact between different parts or the points of articulation, like tongue or throat. So these sprashta is the sthana is fully touched. Sprashta is touched. We'll later on in book 1, we'll talk about how we get the dhatu, the word like sprashta from dhatu sprash. Sprash is to touch. Okay, so these contacted, all sparshas are these 5 by 5 vargiya vyanjanas. Those are called sprashtas. Okay, because there is contact. Okay, the sounds with such effort are the 25 consonants belonging to the 5 classes: kavarga, chavarga, tavarga, tavarga, and pavarga. They are called sprashtas or contacts. Okay. The next one is the point of articulation is slightly contacted, not hard contact. You can feel the difference when you try to pronounce one belonging to the sprashta category and one belonging to the slightly contacted or ishat sprashtam. Okay, so sprashtam is contact, ishat sprashtam is slightly contacted. Okay, not that no contact, slightly contacted. So these are the semi-vowels, ya, ra, la, va. Okay, if you alternately try to pronounce one of the contact from the same sthana and slightly contact with the same sthana. Okay, for example, cha is one of the vargiya vyanjanas. Cha and ya, they have the same sthana, but you can see the cha is a hard contact, ya is a slight contact, where your mouth, the shape of the lips and things is the same, but the contact between tongue and the palate is a real hard contact in cha, cha, ja, ja, whereas in ya, it is no hard contact, because if you make the hard contact, you can't have the air come out to pronounce the ya. The same way, papa, bhaba, compare that to va, because va also is, this is the lips take part in that, but they don't touch. This is a very good example actually, because in papa, bhaba, ma, you can see the lip totally closing, totally contact between the lips. Whereas when you're pronouncing va, you see that the lips come very close, but don't actually touch. So that is the ishat sprashta, slight touch. Okay, so yara, yara, lava or yavarala are the semi-vowels or ishat sprashta. Okay. Then the next is the so-called sibilants. They are called ishad vivrutam, slightly open. This is the middle two are kind of relative, but you can see the difference in the shape and location when you pronounce this. So the sthana is slightly open for the sha, sa, sa, ha. These are called ushman. Each one is called ushman, singular. Ushmanaha is plural. Okay. The English word for that is sibilants. Okay. So sha, the 3 sha, sa, sa, and ha. Okay. These are ishad vivrutam, slightly open. Then fully open. This is vivratam. Fully open is all the vowels except the short a. Short a is a kind of a little different because it comes like a hard contact at the throat, tight a, whereas all other are real free and open. So the difference between 4 and 5 is too subtle to demonstrate or experience. Okay. So that is the internal effort. So all the letters are covered here for all the akshara varnas are covered here because we covered all the vowels in number 4 and 5. Okay. Semi vowels in number 2, slightly contacted, and all the vargiya vyanjanas in number 1, fully contacted, and the ushnans or the sibilants in number 3. Okay, so the internal effort or all the varnas classified based on internal effort is discussed in this page. Any questions on this before we go to the next prayatna? Okay, so the varnas are classified basically based on sthana or the modulation points and also prayatna. Okay, if there are no questions, we'll go to the external efforts. Okay, so the external efforts are made during the pronunciation and divided into 3 categories. Okay, so these are a little easy because these are external. These are easier to understand and easier to comprehend also because these are external. Okay, so one is soft and hard consonants. This is the common terminology. I think not specific about Saṁskṛta. In other languages also have this soft and hard consonants. But in all the letters we have, varnas we have in Saṁskṛta, we have to know which one belongs to which category. And then those 2 colored charts I presented, and they're already there in the drive. So they gave all this description either in the table column header or the row title on the left. All these things are specifically written. Okay, hard consonants, soft consonants, along with the Saṁskṛta names. I would have preferred if the author had given the Saṁskṛta names also. So consonants are vyanjanas, soft consonants are mrudu vyanjanas, and hard consonants are karkasha vyanjanas. Okay, that is the Saṁskṛta equivalent of soft and hard consonant. So the soft consonants are the 3rd, 4th, and 5th column of the class. Okay, now 5th, 3rd, 4th, 5th is what? For the cover ga, ga, na. Okay, so let's do the hard consonant first because 1 and 2. Okay, so the the hard consonants are the 1st and 2nd of each group, like ka, cha, ta, ka, cha, ta, tha, and pa. Okay, the first one is both are hard consonants. The first is alpa prana and maha prana, which comes next. Okay, so there's some more description for this may be easily understood by specialists in speech and speech therapy. Vocal cord is not vibrating while pronouncing the hard consonants. Okay, so the 1st and 2nd of the column, 1st column and 2nd column, and then the 3 of the sibilant, sha, sa, sa, they're hard consonants. They're specifically mentioned in the table. And the soft consonants are 3rd, 4th, 5th. The 5th one is nasal, yamangananam, there's the nasal, the 5th. And 3rd one is the soft, ga, gha, okay, ja, ja, da, dha, then da, dha, and ba, bha. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, ba, bha, ma, like ga, gha, nga, and same way, 2nd, 3rd, 4th group, and the 5th group will be ba, bha, ma. So that is soft consonant and the hard consonant. Now in both soft and hard consonants, in the groups 1, 2, 3, and 4, they are again, there is alpa prana and mahaprana. Okay, alpa prana is non-aspirated, mahaprana is aspirated. Okay, aspirated just means it expels more air per or more volume of air per letter in Mahaprana compared to Alpa Prana of the same kind. Okay. So the second the air is felt moving forcefully past the lips while pronouncing the aspirated consonants. Okay, aspirated are the Mahapranas. When you transliterate, those are the letters that go with the H. Okay, so the second and fourth. So Kha and Gha are the Mahapranas. Cha and Jha are the Mahapranas. The first one is hard Mahaprana, second one is the soft Mahaprana. Okay, same way, Pa and Bha are the Mahaprana, second and fourth, and the first, third, and fifth are Alpa Pranas. Okay. So that is about the Vyanjanas. So the Vyanjanas, the easier classification, soft and hard, and Alpa Prana, Mahaprana. So let's go back to our Varnamala just to refresh, because all these details are given here. Okay. So the first and second are the Karkasha Vyanjanas, Ka, Kha, Cha, Cha, Jha, Jha. Okay, because we have discussed this just a couple of days ago. Okay, and 3, 4, 5, the column 3, 4, and 5, they are Mrudu Vyanjanas or soft consonants. Same the case with Ya, Ra, Lava. Okay, they're soft consonants. And as just now we saw, Shasa, Saha, Shasha, Sa are Karkasha or hard, and Ha is Mrudu. So you can see the combination here. Ka, Cha, Ta, Ta, Pa are Karkasha Mahaprana. Ka, Cha, Ta, Ta, Pa is Karkasha and Mahaprana. Okay, that is hard, aspirated. Okay, then next 4 columns are soft. Okay, so you can see all the details, all the descriptions we talked about in the book are all put in the one chart. So that way, to find out the prayatna and sthana, this is a very useful chart. Okay, and swaras are always considered as soft. Okay, because there is no contact, they are open, so they have to be soft. Okay, going back to the book, I just went to the Varnamala because this most of these things are pretty self-explanatory or written with the colors and other things. So those things are the external efforts on, because you see that we covered Vargiya Vyanjanas and Yara, Lava, Shasasa, all those things. We haven't covered the Swaras. Okay, so the external efforts, Bahya Prayatnas for the Swaras are yet to come. Okay, that's what we are going to cover next. Okay, Mr. Natarajan has a question.
Yes, namaste. The swaras, r, r, and r, they also are soft, or do they fall in a different category?
All swaras are soft.
All swaras soft, okay.
Okay, all swaras are soft. Because we don't specifically say swaras are soft, but when you come to the sandhi topic, they are along with the soft ones. When you talked about the sandhi, swaras behave like soft, because even otherwise you can see that during the pronunciation of swaras there is no contact. Even the r and r, you can see they are actually even less contact than Yara, Lava, right?
Yeah, I was trying to say, I thought there was contact, but maybe I have to say it again and observe.
Okay.
R, like there was a strong influence of tongue to the to create the sound. If I keep tongue floating, for example, or even soft, it seemed a little hard, but I understand it. Maybe I have to practice.
Yes,
it's a sensitive thing.
Contact part is not there, because they are not touching when you pronounce r and r of the vowel. Okay.
Okay.
So the external external effort or the bahya prayatna on the swaras is what we call as accent, or the swara, or this is the saswara notation. Okay, like udatta, anudatta, that kind of swara. When another swara is used in multiple meanings, so we have to see the context. Okay, right here. Okay, here swara, as far as in common understanding swaras is used in 3 different contexts where they have 3 different meanings. The first thing we already covered, the vowels, okay, a to au. They are also called swara aksharas, okay, or swara varnas. The second one is the accent. Okay, like Vedic chanting, there is udatta, anudatta, swarita, all those things. That is also saswara, so swara notation. That is related to the pitch or accent. The other one is musical swaras. They are also related to pitch and accent, but a lot more finely divided. Okay, so we are till now we talked about the swaras or the vowels. Now the accent on the vowels. Okay, so they come in the next page. Okay, so the accent may be normal, middle, or high. We'll see that next, and then we'll come back. There's some comments here I made related to the swaras, or trying to relate the grammar or Vedic swara into the music swaras. We'll come to the, we'll discuss the swara aksharas first. What are the different variations in swaras? Okay. Now, the swara aksharas, we have talked about this also in quite detail. The swara aksharas, we are done with the vyanjanas. Now the left is swaras or the vowels. Swara aksharas are classified in 3 different ways. One is based on 3 factors. One factor is the length of pronunciation. This is with respect to time, say milliseconds or seconds. So time dependent variation. So the length for pronunciation. That way, swaras are of 3 types. Okay, short, long, and elongated. Okay, so the short is called hraswa, dirgha, and pluta. Okay, hraswa is like 1 matra. 1 matra is this matra also is defined in different ways. Matra in music is different, and in here, and matra sometimes they say the time taken by like closing and opening the eyelids. Okay, so hraswa is 1 count, like a, e, u, whatever time it takes. Okay, the dirgha for the same letters is like a 2 matras, double the time required for hraswa. Okay, a, e, u. For example, Rama, the first one is dirgha, the ra is dirgha. It's not that the ra is dirgha, the a attached to ra, a following ra is dirgha. Okay, because if you see, when we talked about the consonants, we didn't talk about hraswa, dirgha, long, short. Okay, it is not there for them. It is only for the vowels. So a, e, u have hraswa, dirgha, and pluta. Pluta is like it takes 3 times of the hraswa. Okay, pluta is not very commonly used. In all our colloquial languages, we see only hraswa and dirgha. That's how we studied also a, e, u, u. And in Saṁskṛta, the pluta is also there. It is used in some specific occasions. Generally, in common Laukika Saṁskṛta language, pluta is generally used when you call somebody from a distance. Okay, like if you say Rama, the Rama is the ma, the akara after ma is hraswa. But then if you're calling Rama who is farther away, then you make the a at the end of Rama is extra long, like O Rama. Okay, so that kind of extra elongation, extra long, is called pluta. And in some Vedic, like especially in Samaveda, there is a lot of use of pluta, okay, of all the vowels. So the vowels are classified based on length as hraswa, dirgha, pluta, and then based on the accent. Okay, they are classified as udatta, anudatta, and swarita. Now Panini has very specific definitions for this udatta, anudatta, and swarita. And also we have to keep in mind that the swara is very, very important in Vedic chanting. And the usage of swara in the Vedic chanting and in Sanskrita grammar are a little different. Okay. So Panini specifically says for udatta. Okay. And udatta, it says Uchchairudattaha. There is a sutra 1 to 29. You can see my cursor?
Yes.
Okay. 1 to 29. That is the sutra number. Uchchairudattaha. You don't have to remember this sutra or anything, but I'm just saying where Panini defined udatta and what he defines udatta as. Like you have say sthana or as kantha. So if something is pronounced in the lower part of the kantha, then it is anudatta, because anudatta is lower. That swara which is pronounced at the upper part of the sthana or kantha or talu, whichever, is called udatta. Okay, so uchchaihi udattaha, the enunciated from the upper part is called, that swara is udatta. Because you see in the sutra here, uchchaihi is like up or above. Udattaha, it is the name, okay, given for that swara. Ach is swara. Okay, we will see why ach is called swara in when we come to the Maheshwara Sutra. We'll see what ach means and why. Okay, so the swaras that are enunciated at upper part of the sthana are called udatta. Nichaihi anudattaha. Nichaihi is the lower. So the swaras that are enunciated at the lower part, if you can imagine dividing the kantha, pluta, the kantha and the talu, murda, all those things into two parts, upper and lower, then it generally matches with the pitch. Okay, the pronounced at the upper part is generally at the higher pitch. But as you can see that here, Panini doesn't say anything about the pitch. He just says where most of the air comes out through, upper part or lower part. Okay, and samahara swaritaha. Samahara means it comes with the both upper and lower part. Okay, so samahara swaritaha. So there is notations. Now Panini actually, in Panini Sutras, this udatta, anudatta, swarita are used to indicate a lot of different things. When we study Panini Sutras themselves, not basic grammar like what we are studying, but specifically into Paninian grammar, then Panini uses this for a lot of things, because just an indication like underline to show anudatta gives a lot more information about, for example, a pratyaya or a dhatu. Okay, so what are the notations? So the udatta, which goes with no special notation. Anudatta is denoted by an underline, whereas udatta is denoted by a line on top. Okay, this is like a vertical line, vertical stroke on top. Okay? Yeah, that is swarita. Swarita is samaharaha. That means it is both above and below, upper part and lower part. The air comes out through both the parts. Okay, so if nothing is denoted, then it is udatta, and if it is underlined, then it is anudatta, lower part, or easier to say lower pitch. And swarita is higher pitch, or it comes through both. Now we have, for each swara can have 3 lengths, okay, and can have 3 pitches, okay, especially a, I, u, r, r. A, I, u, r, they have all the varieties. Okay, 3 by 3. So we see that the letter, say the akshara a and I, u, they can be pronounced 3 by 3, 9 different ways. They can be hrasva udatta, hrasva anudatta, hrasva swarita, dirgha udatta, dirgha anudatta, dirgha swarita, pluta udatta, pluta anudatta, pluta swarita. So it can be 9 different ways. In addition to that, each of the vowel can be nasalized or non-nasalized. Okay. So you can see that the vowels, if you have a chandra bindu on top of that, not anuswara, a chandra bindu on top of that, then that vowel is nasalized. It's like saying a and a. Okay. So that's a nasalized swara. Okay. And then we have other nasalized consonants also. Okay. Like nyama, ngana, na, and any other the anuswaras, im, all those things. And you can see that when it is anuswara, that is almost like a makara. And I have told repeatedly that anuswara, the pronunciation of anuswara varies. It is pronounced as if like a ma, only if then nothing follows. If something follows, then the pronunciation of anuswara changes. Okay. So that is the reason why anuswara doesn't belong neither swara nor vyanjana. It has its own class. Okay. So all the swaras, a, I, u up to au, they can be nasalized or non-nasalized. A nasalized swara will have the chandra bindu on top. You can see that on top of the a, there is a a. Okay. So that kind of the notation is nasalized. See the difference between the nasalized vowel and a anuswara. So if I have to pronounce this nasalized a, I will pronounce it as a. Whereas this a with the anuswara, I will pronounce as You can see my lips, and Okay. And of course, we have nasalized consonant, nyamangananam. And non-nasalized is without participation of the nose at all. All the exhalation comes through the mouth only. A, I, U, R, R, E, O, Ka, Cha, Ta, all those things are non-nasalized. Okay. So, a given vowel like a, I, U, R, they can have 18 different varieties. I have told earlier 18 varieties. Now here is the full detail. How did the 18 come from? 3 times 3 times 2. Okay. So all the 18 varieties are given here for your reference. First 3 are anunasika and first 3 are ananunasika, plain, and next 3 is anunasika. And each of these have Raswa Dirgha Pluta and Udatta Swarita Anudatta. So 9 by 9 times 2, 18. Okay. So you can see that this Raswa Anunasika Udatta is A. And Raswa Ananunasika Swarita is like A with the at a higher pitch. And Anudatta is like A, lower part. Same way, I, U, and R, or the I, U also have 18 varieties, whereas the R also has 18 varieties, but a lot of times R and L are combined for sandhi purposes. So they are generally taken together, 18. And if you looked at the swara table, the varna L, this letter doesn't have a dirgha part. It has rasva and pluta. So it has only 12 varieties. Okay. And generally r and l for the sandhi purpose, they are clubbed together. That is why this made here. R has 18 varieties, just like I, I, U, R. Okay. I, I, U, it has 18 varieties. Whereas l doesn't have a dirgha, so it has 2 times 3 times 2. So just 12 varieties. But during the sandhi, sometimes they are combined together. So that's why they say they combine together, they have 30 varieties. A, O, I, O. If you look at, remember the swarakshara table, they don't have raswa because they are diphthongs. They're a combination of 2 vowels, so they don't have a short Hraswa. So they are Dirgha and Pluta only. So they can have only 12 varieties. Of course, they can be nasalized or non-nasalized. So there are 12 varieties. Okay, A, I, O, O. So that covers all the vowels and all the consonants. What we talked about till just now is about the vowels. I put some extra things here. I said we'll come back later on. Let's see what extra things I had put. Okay, so we already talked about the term swara used in different occasions. One is classification of aksharas, vowels, and consonants. There's swara. Swara is defined as swayam rajate iti swaraha. Swayam rajante iti swaraha. Okay, that means they can be pronunciated independently, swayam, without the help of anything. Okay. In contrast, anvadbhavati vyanjanam. Vyanjana has to follow or precede a swara. It cannot be pronounced independently. Okay, so that is swara. That reminds me, somebody had a question in the last class. Is Premji in the class? Dr. Kilnani? You had a question last time. Okay, obviously he's not there, so we'll bring that up sometime later. Okay, then what is Vyanjana? Vyanjana is, the look at the etymology of it, Vividam gacchati ach uparagavashat iti Vyanjanam. So Vyanjana has Vividam, like it has varieties. You can see that, you know, the Kavarga, Chavarga, Ushman, all those things, multiple varieties. Okay, Vividam gacchati ach uparagavashat means it is always goes along with a ach or swarakshara. Okay, that is one of the characteristics of Vyanjana. They cannot be independently pronounced by themselves without the help of a swara. Okay, so these two mean the same thing. Uparagavashat and anvagbhavati vyanjanam. So a swara like anu ach bhavati vyanjanam. Vyanjana always have to be followed by a swara. Okay. Okay. Then I think in one of the previous classes, somebody asked about these swara notations and the musical swaras. There is a shloka, which this one, where, you know, during the Vedic time, before the science of music was developed, Vedas were there before any other texts were there, and the swaras, the Vedic swaras were already there. From the three Vedic swaras, Udatta, Anudatta, and Swarita, the 7 swaras of the music came about. And this is which, this shloka says which swara came from which of the Vedic swaras. Udatte Nishada Gandharau, which is a Ni and Ga, came from Udatta. Anudatta Rishabha Dhaivatau. So from Anudatta, the Ri and Da, Rishabha and Dhaivatau, those two came from Anudatta. And it is Swarita Prabhavaha, the born out of Swarita Prabhava, born out of Swarita, are Shadja Madhyama Panchamaha. Okay, Sa, Ma, and Pa. You know, if you Google this, you'll find this verses pretty common. And then when people gave the musical notes names, then they always had the sounds come from the nature, so they kind of assigned it to the natural sound of a bird or an animal. So this little shloka tells about which musical note or swara came from which cry or call of which animal. So Shadjam Mayuro Vadati. Shadja is Mayura is peacock. Gavastu Rishabha Bhashinaha. the cow or the cow and bull, those are those sounds are based on the cows, the rishabha note. Ajavikam tu gandharam. Aja is goat. Krauncha kvanati madhyamam. This is a krauncha bird. Pushpasadarane kale pika kujati panchamam. So pushpasadar like a vasanta ratu, or in the spring season, the sound of kukila, quail, or kaku. That is panchamam. And dhaivatam hasate vaji. Vaji dhaivata is vaji is horse. And nishadam vyakti kunjaraha. That is elephant. That's not related to the grammar, but because it came up somehow in one of the classes, so I found a verse, and this is actually both of these verses are found in the Purna Vidya books, one of the Purna Vidya books. For a lot of things, not grammatic, but a lot of other things, it's a very good reference, all our Purna Vidya books. Okay, so we finished the text. And then some definitions. Why is called Hrasva? Hrasati hiyate dirghapekshaya iti Hrasvaha. Hrasva is shortened compared to the other two varieties. Okay, comes from the Hrasa dhatu, shortened. Dhrunati vidarayati ucharyamana mukham iti dirghaha. Dirgha dhrunati like stretched. Okay, vidarayati, stretched, elongated. That is dirgha. And then plavate langate hrasva dirgha. Something that is beyond hrasva and dirgha. Okay, one step further is pluta. Okay, so those are the Sanskrit definitions of hrasva dirgha pluta. And there is for the hrasva dirgha pluta definitions, the Panini defined what they are in this sutra 1 to 27. You can see that 27, 28, 29, 30, they are pronunciation related. So vukalo ach hrasva dirgha plutaha. Vukalo hrasva dirgha plutaha. That is the sutra. And if you break the sandhi, vukalaha, like the hrasva dirgha pluta, he took the example of u, not of a. Okay, there's a reason for that. Ukalaha acha hrasva dirgha plutaha. Okay, so 3, the matra count. Okay, hrasva dirgha, one matra, through matra, through matra. Because the grammarian at that time, the hrasva dirgha pluta was, good example they can find is the crowing of the rooster, like ooh, 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 like that in the early morning. Okay, that's like the alarm clock in those days. So the oo kala, the time for pronouncing the oo, they defined the matras based on that. Ooh, 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 like the sound of the rooster. And this sutra is based on that. Okay, then we're talking about the pronunciation, length, and other things. So there is a concept you should know, like the like sounds or the similar sounds or savarnas. Some of you have already learned or heard about a sandhi called savarna dirgha sandhi. So before we get into the sandhi topic, we should know what savarna is. Savarna is like the sounds of the same kind. Now, what do we mean by same kind? That has to be a very specific definition. Okay, similar sounds or the like sounds. What are the like sounds? Has to be specific definition. There are 2 Panini sutras that define savarna. Okay, so let's look at what the English definition given by the author. The sounds are considered similar or savarna to each other when their point of articulation, sthana, and the internal efforts are the same. Okay, so that is why we spent some time on the internal effort. So savarna is defined as those sounds or those varnas which have the same sthana and same abhyantara prayatna. Okay, there's a chart which lists all of those. And this definition is based on these two Panini Sutras. Tulya asya prayatnam savarnam. Tulya means same or alike, similar. Asya is another name for sthana. Prayatnam, here it is meant the internal effort. Okay, abhyantara prayatnam. So those varnas that have the same sthana and prayatna are called savarna letters. Okay? If two letters share the same prayatna and sthana, then they call savarna. The exception for that, which is not given here, is that na ach aloho. That means if a vowel and a consonant share the same sthana and effort by any chance, then they're not savarna because they're swara and vyanjana. So a vyanjana and a swara cannot be savarna even if there is a commonality of sthana and maybe prayatna among them. Okay. So that's savarna letters are given here. All the vowels and consonants are covered in this table. Okay. We don't need to refer to this table very often. Only in the case of the swara sandhis, we may have to refer, especially when to say which is savarna or not, when we get into the sandhi topic. Okay, just we can just glance through this. All the 18 varieties of akara are savarna among themselves because they share the same sthana and same internal prayatna. Okay, internal effort. All 18 varieties E, 18 varieties of U, and the 18 varieties of R and R, 12 varieties of L, they share them. So there's a bigger group, but two of the swaras are in that big group. Okay. All 12 varieties of A, 12 varieties of O, 12 varieties of I, and of Au. They all are savarna among themselves. Okay. Because you can see that they have the same sthana and prayatna. Now, for example, A has kantha talu and A has kantha, but they are not savarna because their sthana is not exactly same. Okay, coming to the consonants. Two consonants do not have, ha and ra, do not have savarnas. Okay, and the three sibilants, shasha, saha, la, shasha, saha, they do not have savarnas. Okay. Other ones, like as you could have guessed, ka, kha, ga, ga, nga, the same sthana and they are sprashtas. So these ka, kha, ga, ga, nga are savarna, chavarga, all the 5 members of chavarga are savarnas. Okay. So these are all savarnas. And ya, va, and la, their nasalized and non-nasalized versions are savarnas. So ya has only one other savarna, va has only one other savarna, la has only one other savarna, whereas ka has 3 or 4 other savarnas. Okay, so you can keep this page as a reference whenever a question about savarnyam, the savarna-ness, comes about in the sandhi topic. Then okay. Yeah, this might take a little longer time. There is another definition which we come across in the sandhi topic again, which is guna and vriddhi. Okay, it might take a couple more minutes, so we are already almost 7 o'clock. So we will stop here. Any questions on what we covered today? One more thing. If anybody has any questions you want to send on WhatsApp, one second. If you have any questions you want to send on WhatsApp, either please mute your microphones. Ram and CK. Okay. If you are sending, I will answer the questions, but if you are sending any questions on WhatsApp, if it is possible, number them. So it is easier if you number the question, it is easier for me to answer. Just if it's a yes or no question, I can say 1 yes, 2 no, like that, rather than writing sentences. Okay. Whenever possible, itemize them so that I can answer specific questions. So that will save time for both of us. Okay. Raj Kumar. Okay, there's a lot of echo, I think. Okay. Rajkumar Jalan. That's the name I see first. You ask your question.
Okay, namaste. Are there other languages where there is such detailed scientific analysis of the
What is the background?
I think Ram needs to mute.
Okay, I think he did. I don't know, because I haven't studied, but from whatever details we hear, even not only Indian, even the foreign authors say, I think Saṁskṛta is one of those where the details are discussed in such a great detail. That is why so many people, like especially German linguists, studied about Saṁskṛta language, even though they didn't have, we learn German or French, especially if you're in the engineering field, you tend to take German classes because of a necessity in our technical field. But this is just because of the interest in the language. So I don't think so, but other people who have learned more other languages and compared might have an answer. But as far as I have read or understood, the answer is no.
Thank you.
Okay. There is one more person, Rajkumar, and one other raised hand. So who else has any question?
Everyone should have.
Okay, Rajesh Bhanu.
Hari Om, Jagdishaji, a question in, we have those 3 accents, Udata, Anudata, and Svarita.
Yeah.
When we chant Ma Vidvishavahi, what is that called?
Okay. Now, that is why I said there is a difference in the swara notations and the pronunciations in Vedic and the Saṁskṛta grammar. Have you noted that Ma Vidvishavahai with the 2 dashes on the top, that is called Dirgha Swarita. That is not used in the grammar at all, as we can see here. Okay. So that is only in Vedic. And I mentioned earlier also, the Vedic pronunciation is different than what we study in the grammar. And even within the Vedic pronunciation, the 4 different Vedas, they have their own Shiksha-shastra, pronunciation literature. And I gave some numbers, like Rig Veda have 3 established or Shiksha-shastra, the phonetics rules. And even within Yajurveda, I think Krishna Yajurveda and the Shukla Yajurveda have different rules. So it's not as clear cut. But in grammar, Panini specifically defined what is Udata, Anudata, and Swarita. That is a little different than what is in Parveda.
Thank you, Jagdishaji.
Okay. Uma Balasubramanian, have a question?
Yeah, thank you, Jagdishaji. So in the blue, when we were covering the swara, Swayam Rajante Swaraha, Anvat bhavati vyanjanam. But
Yeah.
then there was another place where it was said anvag bhavati. So is there a difference between the two?
Yeah, that's anvag. It is anu plus ach. So ach is swara. There is following, the swara follows. Okay, both mean the same thing. Okay. So ach, because of some sandhi, the cha will become ka when it's some other consonants followed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So the point to note is that you cannot pronounce a pure vyanjana by itself. It has to be accompanied by a swara.
Yeah.
That is why even in the alphabets we say ka, ka, ga, ga, never say k and g, which cannot be pronounced. Even there we are just making up a non-existing vowel like a making k. Okay, Ram.
Yes, the reference to that Mayura slokam that you had.
Yeah.
Can you repeat what is that meant for?
Okay, I the music, the study of the music, the shastra of the Sangita Shastra, the swaras have come from the Vedic swaras. So that the first shloka is telling which of the 7 swaras came from which of the 3 Vedic swaras. The second one, even the musicians, they got those pitches they related to an animal or a bird. So that shloka is about which of the 7 swaras is assigned to the voice or the sound of which animal or bird. And if you're interested, I'll put that page also in the miscellaneous page. Okay, that's maybe too much to note down.
So the sarigama is considered that 7 notes part of it?
Yes, those 7 notes. Okay, like madhyama is ma, pa, panchama is pa. So those notes came from udatta, anudatta, and swarita. Okay, and this longer shloka is relating the sound or the pitch or the frequency to an animal, a general animal or the bird sound.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Preeti, got a question?
Hari Om, Namaste.
Hari Om.
There was a WhatsApp question about a particular letter on Monday.
Okay. Did I answer it? I forgotten. What was the question? Did you ask or somebody else?
No, somebody else asked. I am not sure who asked. I think Sudha.
Okay, what was the question?
They basically copied a paragraph, I mean a shloka basically, and said, what is this letter? It came on Monday.
Okay. I know. Yeah, I answered that person directly, because sometimes when I answer, then chains just keep going, and then it might go away.
No, I was just curious what this letter is.
That is, I haven't seen that notation, but from the context, I know what that is. Like, in the Vedic chanting, you might sometimes heard people saying like gum kind of sound at the end. Okay. So let me see, without disconnecting, whether I can go to WhatsApp and see exactly what the question and what the answer I gave, because I'm trying to remember.
It came on Monday. The message came, the person's message came on Monday. I don't know.
Yeah, see, for me, for whatever reason, during Zoom, if I open WhatsApp, something happens. WhatsApp is very low, very slow, and then something happens to WhatsApp. Yeah, it didn't open. Okay, hold on for a second. Let me check the WhatsApp from my phone. That is, whenever an anuswara, this is specifically on Vedic Sanskrita only, okay? An anuswara, when it is followed by the sibilant, sha, sa, sa, and ha, okay? The anuswara is not pronounced as or any other sound. It is pronounced as if gum, okay? Ishwara gum. That depends on what follows, okay? If the letter that follows is one of the sibilants, only then that notation is used. Okay, Saṁskṛta. Okay, that came up, and let me see if it opens. Okay, so what he said, what he sent is Namo Namaha and all those things. Then Sarva and that special notation. Sarva hetad brahmayam-atma brahma soyam-atma chatushpat, like it goes. Okay, it's from one of the Upaniṣads, with Śāṅkara-bhāṣya. That is sarvam. Okay, that special notation is the anuswara, Vedic anuswara notation when it is followed by one of the sibilants. So because the next word hietad, hakara, so sarva is pronounced sarvagum hietad.
Is it like ganana tva ganapatigum havamahe? Like that?
Exactly. Yeah. Ganana tva
ganapatigum
ganapatigum. Okay, ganapatigum havamahe. But the meaning wise, it is ganapatim havamahe.
Yeah.
Only in Vedic, it is becomes ganapatigum because what comes next is ha. Okay. So similar example I gave, not the ganapatigum havamahe. There's some similar example I gave him. Okay, this is Sudhir who asked the question. Okay, so that is a notation for the gum. Generally, in most of the Vedic texts, you see a notation like a halanta sign and a chandra bindu together, okay, one below the other. So in this text, somehow they used a different notation, but we know the word sarvam is there, and he etat, we know that from the Upanishad. So that is sarvam etat in the Vedic pronunciation becomes sarvagum etat, and this is one of the ways of denoting that anuswara before a sibilant.
Before a sibilant, when you say ganapatigum havamahe, it is not a sibilant, right? It is a gakara, right?
No, ganapatigum havamahe. After the anuswara, what comes?
Oh, that is ha. Ha is
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay, Arun, have a question? Arun Swami.
Yes. So my question is, in Vedic, there is another sound which is like the la in Kannada.
What is that?
So there is another sound in Vedic chanting which is like the la in Marathi and Kannada.
Okay. Yeah, there is a few example like Agni Mile Purohitam, that one, and maybe a couple of other places. But then there is saying that the Larlayor Abhedaha, the two lakaras are treated as one. Okay. Like if your Kannada is your mother tongue, we say Tulasi, almost like a Murdanyala. In Marathi and Kannada, it is there. Tulasi, Bahala, Bahula, all those things. Okay. But if you see the Sanskrita equivalent, they're all the simple laws.
I see.
And
Okay.
they get away with, because there is, whenever that is found, then it is Lalayor Abhedaha. Just like in Bengali, Va and Ba are treated to similar.
Okay, thank you.
Jagdishji, I have one clarification. You said that the h sound, h, r, and the sh, sh, sa, they do not have any swarnas. Can you explain it one more time, please?
Okay, you go to the Savarna table, then they do not go with a Savarna, because in whenever Sandhi happens, you don't see them having a Sha and and with the Anunasika. Okay, so you can see that Sha has no savarna, Shanmukha Sha has no savarna, Sarvati Sa has no savarna in Saṁskṛta. When you're talking about Hindi, we can kind of see that, you know, so I think that is still, it is the, yeah, the three Sas are not savarna among themselves, and they don't have a nasalized and non-nasalized version. No, so I think it may be hard to pronounce that. Okay, same with the Ra and, so just go with the table. Ha, Ra, and so all the sibilants and the Repa do not have a savarna.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Urmila Shivaram has a question.
I have a question again about the pronunciation in the Vedic thing. I've always struggled with it. And you explained, and that, you know, Swami Paramarthananda says, Purushastha, for instance, Pashugas Tagas Chakre. But I read it, there is an Anuswara on the Ga, Pashugam Stagam Chakre, but he doesn't say Gam.
Okay.
I'm wondering whether he's missing something. I'm missing something.
Yeah, I don't know, because, you know, the Vedic chanting is a little different than or the grammar swaras and Vedic swaras are little different, because that I told right in the beginning. Okay. But you know, that is specific, and I haven't studied Vedic chanting, so the swaras and other things, sometimes I can't make out the difference, or I can't reproduce. I can make out the difference when somebody who knows the swara variation chants, but I can't reproduce precisely because I haven't studied it in a class with the right teacher. And you know, the chanting and pronunciation, it is better to learn face to face from a teacher, unlike other grammar.
Thank you. Okay. Classes are wonderful. Just wanted to tell you.
Okay, so we will not have any classes next week. So we will meet Tuesday the week after. I have another class at 7:30. That is why I'm kind of winding up.
Thank you, Deep. Thank you.
Okay, so before we forget, let's do the prayers. I think I should have done the prayers before opening up for the question, because sometimes we forget. Okay, the prayers: Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om purnamadah purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate, purnasya purnamadaya purnamevavashishyate. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. All right. Happy New Year to everybody. We'll see 2024.
Yeah, happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Happy New Year to all.
New Year to all.
Shubharatri.
Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Jagdisha ji, when is the class starting again?
Next Tuesday, first Tuesday. Is it on 2nd?
On the 2nd.
Yeah. Let's see, December. Yeah, December 2nd.
Okay, thank you.
26th and 28th, no class.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing classes. Thank you so much. Amazing classes.
Thank you.
Hari Om Jagdish.
Hari Om.